So this here is my friend Maria. She's just speaking in Spanish and telling us about the coffee and what she like, and that kind of alludes to my first tip. You have to know the language. You got to know something, So I know you're excited about your trip, so just head down to your local bookstore and just practice a bit. Practice every day for about 2 weeks. Just read through a book, and I think you'll be all right with your broken Spanish. You have some words. Watch some Spanish shows. You'll be all right. All right, let's move on to one of my favorite topics, that dinero. All right, so it's Colombian mil pesos. I really like their money. It's different. It's muy artístico, and it's women on the money, which was very just surprising to me. Like, some of my favorites includes this 2 mil peso right here that look like this is my abuela. And then we got this 10 mil pesos, which was one of my favorites, but my friend Gavin needed it to pay for a taxi. Like, the nerve of him. Like, she was coming home with me. And of course they got the coins, and you can just add it up to 1,000, which is pretty much 1 mil peso. So they also have a coin with a little turtle, 1,000 mil peso on it. And I still have the money. The coins are very, very thick. It's like Chuck E. Cheese tokens, almost thicker than that. So the money system is pretty easy. It's 3 to 1. So $20 in US dollars is $20, but $20 over in Colombia is $60. So be careful about giving out the US dólares to people all willy-nilly, because it's a lot stronger over there. And as far as lunch and stuff, it'll run you about 25 mil pesos. So that's really only like $5, or man, not $5, but just 25 divided by 3, and it's not much. And that's a fancy place. So you can't be mad at that. Okay, so now I want to talk about the people in Colombia. The people are very open. They'll talk to you. You'll look for a place. They will come up to you like, what are you looking for? What do you need? They speak to you in the morning. They speak to everybody when they come in the room. They're just a very, just talkative, open, just society. Like, a lot of times people mistaken me to be Colombian, and I was like, it was such an honor. But I'm like, my Spanish sucks. He would disown me. But, some people, they still try to talk to me and, help me out. So I thought that was just pretty cool, man. Even when I came back to the States, I was like looking to speak to people on the streets and tell them like buenos dias. So that was very nice. Now I'm going to talk about one of my favorite pastimes, the food. Lunchtime is really big in Colombia. Like, kids get out of school, the family get together, and they sit down and they have lunch. And I'm talking about they sit down, okay? It ain't no rushing. It ain't no eating fast. We gonna talk. We just gonna chill in the middle of the day and make sure that we enjoy this good food. So it's really a pescatarian paradise. They're real big on fruits over there, so make sure you get some of that jugo, some of that fruit juice. And you're gonna be doing it up in there. They're real big on fruits, man. I wish they had more vegetable selections, but you winning over there on fruits, meat, and morisco, which is just seafood. So as you can see right now, I'm on the SkyTram. And Medellin, the public transportation is excelente. They got the train, they got the SkyTram, and they got the bus. They take you just pretty much anywhere on your map that you want to go. I'm talking about even in the mountains. So Medellin public transportation is magnifico. You also have the option for cabs, but sometimes those cabs can be a little crabby. In Bogota, they are picky, okay? I said, sir, I'm going to Catalonia. He said, I'm not going that way. Sir, you are a cab. You're going where I'll pay you to go. But besides that, you can use this app, Didi. Right here, I'm in the Didi app right now. They come pick you up. It's just like Uber. Uber is not over in Colombia because, taxi is a really big business in Columbia, in Bogota, and Medellin. Taxis, they don't want to be put out of business, but it's like, I need you guys to do your jobs, okay? Do your jobs. So Didi, it does a pretty good job. Sometimes they'll leave you hanging, but it's a good option. Like I said, the public transportation is muy magnifico. All right, so speaking of transportation and navigation and getting around, the Medellin streets are wild. Like, people are driving at their own, on their own tune. It's like you really getting in where you fit in. I'm surprised there's not more crashes there, but I'm telling you, get out the way, okay? Get across the street, look both ways, get out the way. You do not have the right of way in Medellin or Bogota, so just keep that in mind, man. You gotta really be heads up on these streets out here. And the signs, man, the signs for the streets are on the buildings. Like, they're on the corners of the building. So you really gotta look. Don't look for a pole. Look for the building. The nearest building on the corner, that's where the signs are at. Which was so crazy to me, because it was just like, wow, you know, you're not in the States anymore. You're not in your home anymore. Like, so you really got to think different. Like, you can't really be on autopilot. Like, okay, man, I get on a MARTA. I do this, I do that. It's nothing. No, man, you got to be like, I am somewhere completely different. They do it completely different. And I have to accept that. And I have to be able to think outside of the box. There's no more autopilot. And just accept it. And I think you'll be all right. You'll be just fine. Oh, yeah, no day passes for the train. It's only trips, which is not that expensive. I think it's like 1 mil peso or 500. Last but not least, shout out to the skaters. I wanted to bring my skateboard, but I didn't want to pay to travel with it. I didn't know how to travel with it. But luckily, I met these guys, and they let me borrow their skateboard. And, you know, we really just ripped up the town one time for the East Coast. I'm talking about Savannah to Colombia. And it was a great time, man. I just think it's a beautiful thing when the culture is just being shared around the world, and you can just relate to people that you can't even talk to, but y'all share this similarity. So I really think that's what it's all about when you travel. It's like, it's different, but that doesn't mean that it's bad or it's wrong. It just means that it's just different. And I think we all can learn from each other. So I think we should, and we should just be humble in our approach when we are going to different places. Like, the world doesn't revolve around the United States, and you see that there. You know, take the good, leave the bad. And it's just amazing when you can come together with somebody you don't even speak the same language with and realize how much you're affected by the same things. I'm talking about the music, the clothing, the art, the graffiti, even down to the sun, the air we breathe. It's like, wow. Maybe our differences don't make us so different.